This is the Trade Talk Showcase on Brownfield. I'm Amy Simpson, and we're here today with Aidan Reilly with FarmLink. So to start off, tell me a little bit about FarmLink and a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, happy to be here today. Thanks for talking to me. FarmLink started in April. A lot of us college students, I'm a senior at Brown University, got sent home in March, and we were sitting at home and reading articles about farmers having to dump perishable foods, their produce and their dairy, their eggs, due to supply chain breakdowns. At the same time, we saw food banks local to us in California mostly, where there were lines around the block. You know, the one that I volunteered at when I growing up went from 300 families a week to 1,300 families. So those felt like two issues that could solve each other. So what we started doing was renting trucks and driving to these farms and loading the surplus food into the back and then making the deliveries ourselves. That has expanded now. We kind of now have this amazing movement of hundreds of not just students anymore, but people from all around the country who have joined in helping us do this. And in the last 7 months, we've been able to move 15 million pounds of produce around the United States in over 40 states.
That's really, really incredible. And I know this movement has part of it shifted to provide people food and prevent food waste. And that has also evolved to a food drive with Valent to prevent that waste. Tell me a little bit about why that's so important to do, especially during the pandemic.
Yeah, something we always say is that the pandemic didn't create food waste or food insecurity in the United States, but it really, really exacerbated it. We're seeing potentially disaster levels of food insecurity in the US, which means 1 in every 5 Americans basically not knowing where their next meal is going to come from. And that's something that's pretty hard to picture happening in the United States, but it's happening. What we see is 10, 11, 12-hour lines at food banks, people waiting in their cars to get a bag of groceries. And that's exactly what we're trying to fight. So what we do is we're a volunteer group, and we work 60-hour weeks to make sure that we can inject more food into the food system so that more people can be leaving with bags of groceries.
Great. And if people want to know more about FarmLink, this partnership with Valent through the food bank, where's a good place to send them for more information?
Yeah, that would be our website, farmlinkproject.org. And there you can learn more about us. You can donate, you can get involved. You can get involved if you have a lot of time on your hands and you want to join the team fully, or if you even just have a couple hours a week. We have things called power hours that you can join and help call farms, help do research. We don't require any sort of background in agriculture, freight, food banking. I mean, we take anyone who just wants to help.
And can you think of anything else we didn't touch base on you want to make sure is mentioned?
Yeah, I mean, more than anything is even if you can't join, or, this is an issue that isn't relative to you. Like I said before, it's important to understand that this is something that's happening in the United States right now. And the best thing you can do is help spread the message that it's a reality really for so many people, millions of people. And, the main core message of FarmLink is looking at that and then looking at the fact that we throw out billions of pounds of food every year in the United States. And we think that's absurd. So this is not something that's just going to exist for the pandemic, but something long after as well.
Well, thank you so much for telling us about that. That was Aidan Reilly with FarmLink. I'm Amy Simpson with Brownfield Ag News.